Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.
I am Dan Bernstein. That's our executive producer. Oh, we got a new guy to add to the team. We're adding Adam Balls. Oh, and don't forget Mrs. Bats.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Mrs. Bats.
Yes, we definitely have to add Adam Balls.
Let me get her on the list.
And Mrs. Bats and Miss Bats, because they're both our kindergarten teachers that help out. All right. Well, Miss Bats, she's the teaching assistant that helps Mrs. Bats.
Yeah.
Who is going to put the
We got quite the roster going.
Yeah, okay. We'll touch it up. But thank you. Yeah, thank you for grabbing Adam Balls there.
Adam Balls.
Yep. Good player. I'm happy that he's on the Cubs and he's not up for arbitration yet, so he'll be there. So listen, if you're a Bears fan, I would say be happy about your team, be excited that they're 3-2. If we are looking for reasons to buy into the Ben Johnson regime, think big picture here. I think it's great. I think you've got all sorts of tangible reasons to be excited and optimistic about your football team. They're maybe better than you thought a little bit. They're setting all kinds of franchise records, which is all of their franchise records for offense should be completely obliterated. They shouldn't just be beaten. They should be gone. They should be forgotten. This should be the year where you set all of them just because, even if you're a 500 team, all your passing records should be completely reset for a single season, just because you have a real coach here and you're running a real offense. Then you'll get a real running back and everything will happen and things will get better in a hurry. They'll incorporate the tight ends. But one thing you've got to stop doing is you got to stop bitching about what a national broadcaster thinks about a game that's going on in front of him, that it's his job to describe. That, as always, I'm going to get the caveats out of the way. There are all kinds of absolutely valid reasons to be pissed off at a broadcast or a broadcaster. I understand that, and I will tell you all day, I think John Smoltz is bad at his job. He says things that are wrong. He doesn't avail himself of all of the information. There is actual disdain for information that would make his work better. There is too much pining for the old days that don't exist anymore. There is a failure to understand that there might be metrics that see more baseball than you do. Add him to the team, see more baseball. What is that for? Are you just playing around with sounds?
No.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
Oh, no.
Is it Smoltz?
It's your guy.
I know we played Is This Smoltz? But a guy having an opinion about your team that doesn't rise to your level of fanboying and optimism is just not a legitimate reason. It's a bad, small-time look. Don't do it. Avoid it. You know how you have someone, an analyst, say nice things about your team? Put down a track record of consistent winning, production, development. Earn it. Earn it. And what bugs me is the crossover of the Venn diagram that was up in arms in the highest of dudgeon over the petty Brewers waving the L flag. Take that, Chicago. Oh, that's petty. That sucks. How dare they? That's small time.
Classless.
Classless, yes. I thought it was hilarious because that's a team doing it because it's funny. That kind of rivalry is great. I don't see any downside to all that silliness. They kicked your ass and they made you like it, and you stole their manager who now they hate, and whatever. It doesn't bug me at all. But to say, how dare Troy Aikman not like Caleb Williams as much as I do? Stop doing that.
And it's not even that. It was more of, why does he love Jaden Daniels so much more than he likes Caleb Williams?
Because Jaden Daniels was, without a doubt, the better player last year. As a rookie quarterback, he took his team to the NFC Championship. That's why. The Bears were 5-12. That's why. You want an answer? You want to ask that? You want to ask that rhetorically? That's why. Jaden Daniels established himself as a better football player, a more valuable football player. Any general manager asked to pick one of those guys to start a game for him is likely to take Jaden Daniels. So what? It's such a waste of time to get angry, and now it's a topic that's being brought up to the Bears. If the coaches grab for anything, nobody respects us. Hell, and I have a bigger problem with Pat Murphy doing what he's doing with his team in L.A., saying nobody knows the names of these players. Those guys on the Dodgers don't know who we are. Of course they do. They've all played together.
Right, and they're up 2-0.
Yeah, they're up to.
They know exactly who you are.
Even before the series,
right.
They know everything about you. You're all teammates. You're all in the unions together. So that's ridiculous.
And by the way, if he thinks that they're like coming in under the radar, they have the best record in the NL. Like, relax.
Yeah, and they've established themselves as every year a team that you know is going to be good.
You know what's funny? I can't know if it was Game 4 or Game 5. I put a comment out online about the broadcast, just to see the reactions to people, and it's just the people that clog onto it and get so upset about the broadcast not being pro Cubs.
Not their job.
Yeah, I know, it's funny.
It's not Troy Aikman's job to feel the way you feel. I think Aikman's really good.
I do
in
too.
General.
Yeah.
I think he calls the game in front of him. I don't think he, in large part, gives any quarter to favorites. I think he is unflinchingly honest about what he sees and what he thinks. That's all that matters. If you need a homer cast, if you need everybody to love your precious players as much as you do,
listen to the radio.
You may want to mute the television.
Yeah, listen to the radio.
You may want to avoid that. The Bears can earn that, and I think Ben Johnson, to his credit, when asked about it, said you earn that kind of respect. The other team in that game got to the NFC Championship last year.
With a rookie quarterback. Who,
despite the fact that I did think that pressure got to him, I think the Bears knew that with some of their blitzes, and they got him to drop his eyes a little bit. Guy still had 3 touchdowns without his number 1 receiver and his number 3 receiver. So, you know, I don't know why you want to be that person right now. Isn't it enough that your team is 3-2? I also thought on the play that is being shown in question, where Aikman was talking about luck, I didn't read that hear that the touchdown was luck. The DeAndre Swift catch, he slithers by one guy and goes in for the touchdown. I thought it was what he said happened before on that play.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and rewatch that.
I thought what he thought was luck was the improper positioning of the one that you had somebody jump it. There were 2 guys defending, and one guy went inward when he should have gone outward, and he said that was a lucky break. Not the fact that they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and rewatch.
But I even feel icky breaking it down to that extent. Stop. Just stop. Root for your team. Like your team. Love your team. I hate it that we've gone back to this, that it's someone else's job to like your team as much as you like your team. I know what happens with the like my sport people. I like this sport better than this sport. Talk about my sport. There's thousands and thousands of places for you to get information and entertainment about your team, your players, your sports. And if you need to be coddled as a fan, you're an idiot.
Well, the easiest thing to do is then just turn the volume off, like you said, and then you can listen to a home broadcast and make it really, really simple for yourself. Again, we've talked about this a couple different times on the podcast, Dan. It's this need to listen or consume things that you don't like and to get riled up over things you don't like. I don't know what that is in a person's character, what they need from that. Because the ability to take it in and then complain about it.
That's different, though.
Just stop listening to it.
That's different. Some people need to hate things to feel alive. There's nothing wrong with.
Well, that's not healthy, though, Dan. That's not healthy.
Hate watching or hate listening to certain things.
That's not a good place to be.
But at that point, then, to then get angry with the person for making you mad because the person doesn't have the same opinion as you do, that's the line that I find strange.
Yeah.
When you feel that you then have to say, what's wrong with this guy? He doesn't feel exactly the way I feel about someone or have the same opinion. Okay, big deal, man. Big deal.
Right.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, right. I'd say like channel the dude a little bit. That's just his opinion. It's his job.
Yeah, and I think
That's all.
Buck and Aikman are really good. I think Buckman does
Aiken Buckman.
Yeah,
Buck and Bakeman.
Buck does a great job in calling the game. Aikman, he'll share his perspective, what he sees. He's not really teaching you a whole lot. He just shares what he sees as a former quarterback and a Hall of Fame player. Like a Greg Olson, like I learn things with his broadcast, which makes a big difference.
I don't think Troy Aikman violates the rule. I don't think he makes people dumber.
He doesn't, and he doesn't distract from the game either. And there was a play that I mentioned where they swapped out the ball before the kick, the game-winning kick, and I said that I misspoke because I misheard him, and he actually what he said on the broadcast was they swapped out the ball as it was sitting there getting all wet, put the kicking ball down. So
he did see that.
He saw it, acknowledged it. Someone corrected me on the comments. So thanks for that. But yeah, I just misheard him. And maybe on the luck thing, you misheard him. I don't know. I didn't hear that at all. I was so ecstatic that Swift scored.
Yes,
I was screaming. I had no idea what was being said.
Yeah, I was too excited.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? What just happened?
And then you chose to get angry at a broadcaster instead of getting excited about your team.
I was screaming.
That's on you.
Off the couch yelling. I couldn't believe it.
That's on you. I don't understand the need for that kind of validation. That comes with success. All a national broadcast wants to do, they love complimenting people. They love it. They can't wait.
Yeah.
There's no larger agenda against your team in these conspiracies. It's a complete waste of your time as a fan to get worried about that. And when the wins come, everything will be okay. Yeah, you'll be okay. Don't worry about an opinion. As long as that broadcaster's not making you dumber. I don't mind somebody who's got a little bit of grit and has strong opinions and isn't afraid to feel strongly and isn't pandering. And that comes
Leave
also,
Tom Brady out of this.
That also it comes down to, people in our position. It would be real easy for me to pander. It'd be real easy for me to play populist and surf the wave of, screw Troy Aikman, go Chicago. I'm not here to do that either. That's silly, and it's stupid. And I don't want to make you dumb. And if I do that, I'll make you dumber too. If I'm going to get on somebody, I generally like Chris Collinsworth. Little hokey cornpone for me sometimes. Not hokey Gajan. He's the late Hokey Gajan, but he can be a little bit cornpone for me. But I think Collinsworth's pretty good. I didn't like the stupid stuff he was saying about Tyson Bagent last year, because a lot of it was really stupid. I thought he was making you dumber. And I'll call somebody out for saying something that just isn't correct, or is leaving out aspects of information that are available, or is trying to steer somebody the wrong way but if it's an opinion by a broadcaster, if it's specifically not being supportive enough, or this whole idea of positivity. And this goes back for years, and people used to complain about the news. Oh, the news is so negative. It's the news. You don't report a plane landed safely. You report the plane crashing. You don't report somebody going into a 7-Eleven, buying a Reese's Nutrageous, and going back to their car and driving home. You report if that person was shot and killed.
Well, I wonder why they don't report like the hundreds and hundreds of like family get-togethers and parties around
where there aren't
Chicago,
shootings.
Where there aren't shootings. Yeah, why report those?
The news is just the day the news is positive, we are in a dystopian hellscape. The day the news is positive, we are in a dystopian hellscape. It is a great sign if the news is negative. That means it's news. That means it's outside of what's expected, and it's outside of what's normal. And if in a football game someone is not positive enough or rooting hard enough for your team, that's a you problem. That's your job. Do your job.
Yeah, because their job is to broadcast the game.
Yeah, your job is to love your team,
right.
Root for your team, and there's a spectrum of that too. There are those of us that can sit quietly and not react to everything during a game. I'm not one of those people when it comes to the Bears.
But again, there's a really simple solution. Just you can get like Sirius XM on your phone, and you can listen to the hometown broadcast and turn the TV volume down, watch the game, and listen to your home broadcast.
If you need that.
Love your team the entire game.
It is not Troy Aikman's fault for anything.
That you're dumb.
It is not Troy Aikman's fault that you're dumb. And I look forward to games that they do because it's better than some of the garden variety chuds out there that are, whether it's...
Leave Arch out of this.
Some of those middle tier people. And this week, I think it's Kevin Kugler and Moose Johnston. And
always well-dressed.
Yes,
Moose
handsome
Johnston.
man. Yeah.
He really goes out on extreme levels of his
good.
Patterns and
I like the earth
colors.
tone pattern.
Him and Kurt Warner. Always got different colors and patterns going.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, if you have a clothing allowance for your job or you're allowed to deduct it.
Well, I think their stuff's provided by Botany 500, who does... Is it Smoltz?
Right.
When I do that show,
Who was the other one? The game, Mr. Guy. Whose wardrobe...
Oh, God, I don't even remember that one.
Look it up. So it was a logo and it said like Mr. Guy, Mr. Guy, Mr. Guy. I think it was out in Burbank, California, but it was either Botany 500 or there was one of the game show hosts had a wardrobe supplied by Mr. Guy, or maybe it was French and it was Monsieur Guy. Does it come up?
Well, yeah, this is wow.
Do you have the logo? It was always at the end of the show. It was like a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. And then it was like Wink Martindale is wardrobe provided by Mr. Fascist. Because all the game show hosts retired and then became screaming Nazis.
Well, the search for Mr. Guy wardrobe game show host brings up Steve Harvey in the Family Feud.
No.
That's what it says.
Mr. Guy was like from 1974.
Maybe that's the most recent one.
No.
Maybe that's what came up.
Mr. Guy doesn't exist
Internet
anymore.
doesn't lie,
all right,
Dan.
Find Mr. Guy and book him. Put him on. We need to talk to Mr. Guy or Monsieur Guy. Either one, whoever it may be. But just do me a favor. Do me a favor. Just stop being stupid when it comes to national broadcasters. And I hope the Bears don't have to latch on to this. We got to get respect. We got to get respect for the broadcasters. Just block people and tackle people. And then someone's going to say, "Hey, good block. Good tackle." The player who does this more often is then good. And if you have a lot of players who are good, your team is good.
Well, unless this is a different Mr. Guy. This is Mr. Guy. They've been in business since 1976.
Okay.
And it looks like a couple, Terry and Carla, and they're in St. Louis, Missouri. Is this a different Mr. Guy than the game show?
I don't know.
Maybe they provide the suits to Steve Harvey.
Maybe they do. Maybe. I don't know.
He knows them.
It's in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Do they provide stuff to Chris Ranji?
Yes, beer.
Mr. Beer. That's different. Mr. Beer.
I would love to talk to Steve Harvey.
Yeah, you're not allowed to look at him though.
That's a great conversation.
No, you're not allowed to look at him. You're not.
Chris Ranji?
No, Steve Harvey. Remember the rules in NBC Tower?
Oh yeah.
Don't you remember there was a whole thing of like don't look at him,
don't acknowledge him,
don't make eye contact with him?
Yeah, I actually don't remember that.
It was a thing on the elevator that it was.
Well, there was that one time you jumped on him. Wrapped your legs around him.
Right, don't jump on him and ask him to give you a piggyback ride.
Right, you kissed his neck and you're like, "Can I have a ride?"
Yeah, then that's when the memo came out.
Yeah.
Right, I forgot.
That was the start of your downfall.
Well, and
you assaulted
who's the other
Steve
guy?
Harvey in the elevator.
Was it Judge Mathis?
Well, I don't. It might have been. I just remember. So many encounters with the Springer people.
Yeah, they were cool.
Oh yeah, they were great.
Steve Wilkos used to come hang out.
Yeah.
Remember that? He used to just come down to the studio. Hey, what's going on? And his sister was my orthopedic surgery. His sister was my nurse for my knee reconstruction.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah. And I kind of didn't know who he was when she mentioned him.
It surprises me.
Because I didn't watch the show. And she's like, yeah, my brother is Steve. And I'm like, okay.
You always had that show on in our office.
Like, okay, my sister's Jill. I didn't. Great, your brother is Steve. She's like, no, Steve. I said, I'm sorry. I don't know who that is. So I kind of felt bad. I guess we'll find out, too, later on about what happened with DJ Moore. He was held back. The reporting was that it was a groin injury of some kind for which he was taken to the hospital. He is apparently back in Chicago now. So hope for the best for him. I don't know what it could be, what it could be in a groin injury that would necessitate him not traveling or not flying, or what that would be.
Or just requiring the night stay in the hospital,
Yeah.
unless it's some kind of testicle issue.
It could be. It could be testicular. It could be. I would also worry too when they say groin, it could be like inguinal hernia, like sports hernia potentially.
Could you take a shot in the balls and have it get twisted? Is that possible?
A testicular torsion can occur anytime.
Can that occur from trauma, from a shot, like getting hit, tackled?
Theoretically, sure, because these guys don't wear protection there anymore.
Yeah, because you got a twisted nut. That's
That's
no bueno.
I know, and my cousin, the ER specialist, prides himself. He said he will put his untwisting skills up against anyone.
Oh, no, I know. I saw him.
I told him it's because he grew up with, he wouldn't take his hand out of his own pants. But he says no. He said no. He realized he's really good at untwisting testicular torsions.
Yeah, during the B&B roast, I was in the men's room. He followed me in, and he
kept
started
asking?
untwisting it. I didn't even ask for it, and it wasn't twisted. But
checking.
Yeah, I was at the urinal. He just reached around and
Just
started.
checking.
So,
Just making sure you're all right there.
yeah.
Just keeping a close eye on it for you.
Yeah, we came really, really close that day.
Well, good. You know what it is? It's preventative medicine.
Yes.
That's a good doctor.
It's an untwist it before it's twisted.
A good doctor would just come over and make sure they're properly untwisted for you.
Well, good for him. I hope he has
you
it
never
on his business card.
He just changes. He would pride himself on, what was it? The
Nut twisting?
No, perfect spinal tap.
Okay.
Where you have to get it's like 0.000% of anything, like getting it exactly.
But when he walked
correct.
in the room and announced this is Spinal Tap, that was a bit unnecessary.
I didn't think he needed that because everybody kind of got the joke.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was, there are all sorts of little metrics that you can get from him. He's like, no, I'm just good at it. Or there was a doctor, who was it? Back when they used to...
Doctor, who was it? That's his brother.
No, back when they used to do the manual rectal exams for prostate issues, they don't do it anymore.
What do you mean they don't do it? Since when?
A couple of years ago.
Come on.
A couple of years ago, and I actually have my physical today, but I was
going to request one?
Well, that's the joke, was because I went in one year and I said to the doctor, I said, well, are you going to do the thing? It's like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. We just test for the PSA antigen, and it's really not. We don't do the manual. I'm like, why do you think I'm here?
Right.
Come on, man. Let's go. He's like, I can do it if you want. I'm like, no, I don't. And then another friend of mine said his doctor said, I don't have to do it. He said, but another doctor said, look, he says, I'm really good at it. He said, I have outperformed machines and tests before because over my career, I've got a very good sense for finding prostate abnormalities, et cetera. And he kind of gave him a look and he goes, no, I'm serious. And then he said, it's my bread and butter.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like, don't use that idiom.
You've heard the joke about the guy who goes in, gets the rectal exam from the doctor. Doctor walks in the room and he's like, all right, here we go. We're going to get started.
Why are
And
your hands on my shoulders?
No, and he goes, all right, here we go. Don't get hard this time, Steve. And the patient turns around and goes, my name is Bill. And the doctor goes, no, I'm Steve.
I hadn't heard that. I just heard, why are your hands on my shoulders? or the guy who goes in and the doctor says, well, I'm going to need a stool sample, I'm going to need a urine sample, and I'm going to need a blood sample and a sperm sample. And the guy goes, take my underpants.
Wait, that was a true story, though. That wasn't a joke.
Every great joke has a little bit of truth in
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
No on this stadium bill, by the way. I didn't think it was going to look quite like this. The Bears are in Springfield, and there have lobbyists there and lawyers there, and everybody trying to convince this veto session to take up this particular mega project tax certainty bill. It's a bad bill. It's based on the reporting that I've read. This is undercooked, underdeveloped, under-scrutinized, under-sunlighted. This is a no for the Bears, and they're trying to rush this through, and I'm glad that there are smarter people downstate basically telling the Bears, no, not yet. Because what they're referring to as mega projects to get all sorts of tax certainty, I'm cool with it for an actual mega project. If we're talking in the billions of dollars, no. Not this one that says a qualifying development would have to invest at least $100 million, create at least 100 full-time jobs, and operate for at least 20 years. That could be anything. You know what costs $100 million? A building. Like, there's all sorts of things. If you're talking about in any sort of big building with multi-purpose, residential, commercial, retail, you're exempting way too much, and that's not fair to these tax districts. It's certainly for the Bears to claim that they're a mega project. Yes, the Bears stadium is a mega project.
A hotel is not.
No,
Restaurant facility is not.
A single hotel is not. No, but the problem is that this is a way for too many people, and in this state in particular, once all of the horse trading and illegality starts and favors start getting doled out with these being the guidelines and the thresholds, no.
And quick reminder, too, the Bears were just recently valued at $9 billion.
Yep.
Is that right?
$9 billion.
9 with a B, billion.
Yeah, so I like the fact, good job, state legislature, punt the Bears down the road a little bit. Let's have more public hearing about this bill, more people weighing in, because this is my money as a Cook County taxpayer as part of this. This is make it better. I want it to be clear. I'm okay with the Bears getting some with the project. I shouldn't say the Bears. I'm okay with the project receiving some public help for infrastructure. That's what public money should do. It shouldn't be building this stuff to enrich private business, but it should make everyone's life easier and better who's using this area and availing themselves of this area. And that means exits and traffic control, parking, all of these things. There are going to be ways to make this right, and it's okay to have some public money as part of this, but to stiff the schools because you're giving a guy that's building a multi-purpose building somewhere to give him low tax incentives, that's bad for the schools, it's bad for the kids, it's bad for the taxpayer. So it's okay down the road for this all to work, but this is too hurried. There's too many holes in this, so make it better, and then we'll talk about it later when you got a little more time. The Bears are just in a hurry to get shovels in the ground because of how long it's taking Kevin Warren to do all this stuff. But I would say, in 3 words, slow your roll. And I appreciate the fact that there are some people downstate who are aware of that being the smart thing to do. And while we're talking about smart things to do, get new windows before it gets cold. Because as football season is here and basketball season is starting and hockey has started, it means it's going to get cold, and it means you're going to be like, oh, I forgot. I was intending to call Chicago window guys and call Russ Armstrong and have him put in all these new, good, low emissivity windows that we're going to keep the heat from kicking on. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to make sure that you get on the schedule, and believe me, Russ will get right on it. And when I say Russ, I mean it. This is not just a name and a guy, and he's going to send. He comes out, and Russ will show you the same windows he's putting in my house, the same windows that I've recommended to friends, to neighbors, to coworkers, recommending it to you right here.
Yes,
a friend and coworker. Russ will match any price, and all these buy one get one free sales gimmicks that he'll explain why they aren't what they seem that they are. He's just going to give you the best product at the best price, guaranteed. Call 847-302-9171. I'll give you the number again, 847-302-9171. Check out his 5-star reviews at ChicagoWindowGuys.com. Lifetime warranty on parts and labor. So if your kid breaks the glass when he's throwing a baseball out front, Russ is going to replace it free. You don't have to wait for weeks for a replacement to come in from some far-flung place. His factory is here in Chicago. He uses no subcontracted labor, so you're going to know everybody who is in and around your house. Chicago Window Guys, Russ Armstrong, 847-302-9171. Check out 5-star reviews at chicagowindowguys.com.
And have your kids stop hitting balls towards the house.
Yes.
Turn them around a little bit.
Yeah, or use the squishy balls. Use the stress balls. Those were the basement balls. We hoarded those when we would do the remotes at the auto show, and they had those little.
Oh, yeah.
I used to bring home as many as I could fit in my pockets because that was always for batting practice in the basement. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, it
boom.
probably brought home a lot because you always wear cargo pants. So
You had a problem with cargo pants?
no, I just said you had a lot of pockets.
Yeah, I know. I like
You bring
cargo
home
pants.
a lot of squishy pants.
Squishy balls.
Squishy pants,
I
too.
have squishy balls in my squishy pants.
Well, that's why your cousin was there.
Right there. Now back to he can untwist them for me. I don't know if he can unsquish them, but he can certainly.
He could certainly squish them, though, but not unsquish them.
Right. Anybody? Oh, by the way, I want you to know, for DBU for Friday.
Yeah.
I have already started my work on Top 10 Saints.
Okay.
This is going to be awesome.
Oh, boy. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I trust you.
I know the committee is deep in work. I know the committee is deep into their activities, but
Yeah, if you dig deep again like you do for your DBU picks, it could be pretty interesting.
well, I like to find little fun
Yeah,
things.
no, you
for
find
DB
good
picks.
things. I give you risky parlays that hit, and it's all good to go.
Okay, that. I don't trust. I don't have a lot of confidence in my ability to make picks. I don't. You're a swaggering wagering machine.
I told you I gave you Falcons plus 3.5, Bears plus 5.5. They both won outright.
I know. I'm surprising myself a little bit.
Yeah,
Starting to enjoy it a little bit too. But
fun to do.
it does add anxiety.
See, that's not good for you, though. I mean, you shouldn't do something that adds anxiety. It doesn't add any anxiety for me. It adds more excitement watching games that are meaningless to me.
I know. That's why I've never understood a lot of the people who every game there's always gotta have the action. For me, they would just be like, ugh.
Especially if it's something that you can't lose, and to have that level of stress, like the money you're betting is something you can't lose, and then to have that level of stress added on top of it is just it's not healthy.
Yeah, well, that means you might have a little problem, so you should probably call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yes.
If that's the issue, because you don't endanger your livelihood or your kids' college fund.
Remember what Doug used to always say?
He said, buddy, he who gambles lives in shambles.
That's it, buddy.
Well, but not necessarily, though.
Yeah, he wasn't always true, but it sounded good coming from Doug.
Right. It sounded good, but it wasn't. It didn't really apply to everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Not always.
Did you see, by the way, that Padres manager Mike Shildt is stepping away?
Yes.
It came as a bit of a surprise, and usually when these things happen, my thought is, oh, okay, well, he was going to get fired, and he's stepping away, and that's that. It was, there's always tension with the front office or whatever it may be, or they brought in some young hotshot special assistant to the GM or special assistant to the president, and he could see the writing on the wall and knew that somebody was going to be looking over his shoulder. Look, how much did we see with the Cubs when it was clear that they weren't trusting Joe Madden anymore? And I mean, eventually they did fire him, but I don't know that he wanted to see the handwriting on the wall. David Ross, obviously, that came as a complete surprise. But I was really kind of moved in a sad way by what Shildt said. First of all, he's only 57.
Yes.
Now, I'm 56, and I look old. Do I look that old?
No. He's a different level.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise during the Padres series when I was doing some reading on him and saw his age. I expected it to be in the 60s.
I did too.
Yeah.
How old's Pat Murphy? 67?
Yeah, I think he's in his mid to late 60s.
Something like that. Like I thought that's where Mike Shildt was.
Yeah.
And I know I look
older.
The white hair will do that. But
yeah, it's that hard San Diego living.
Right?
Yeah.
But apparently it was, to read this. This is from The Athletic. He said he began thinking in late August about retirement. He said during this past season, he experienced poor sleep, chest pains, hair loss, and in an age of pervasive sports gambling, death threats from strangers.
Those are the ones that get you. It's the death threats from family and friends that just kind of roll off your back a little bit.
He said after the Padres season-ending loss, he told A.J. Preller he wanted to head home for a week to recharge and reflect. Here's the quote. Mike Shildt said, I can tell you I was sick a lot. I just wasn't feeling good. I was run down. I wasn't sleeping. It's nobody's fault. It's just day-to-day stress. Just unhealthy, man. And sometimes you got to take care of you. He plans to retire to his beach house in North Carolina, and he has no plans to seek another job in baseball.
Good for him. Hopefully he's seen a doctor recently.
Although he said that while one can never say never, he has no plans to seek another job in baseball. He is walking away without a buyout. He had at least $4 million left on his contract that would have been paid had he stayed for 2 years or been fired. So to read his quotes and to hear about what's going on, let me just say, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But usually when it says, that's it, I'm leaving, screw you guys, I'm going home, and I'm going to my beach house.
A beach house in North Carolina sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, when there's no hurricanes.
Sure.
If there's a beach left.
Well, yeah, you want to avoid the hurricanes. That's what my realtor told me once.
Yeah, and because it's hard to get, you can't really get insured anymore. That's
and then you
problem.
possibly die too. That's the problem.
No, I just mean
obviously the insurance release.
The property is.
I'm sorry.
Concern
I got you. I understand.
You can get out of there.
Yeah.
I was just reading that in the new David Sedaris.
When the hurricane
book.
comes, move.
No, they were
leave.
They were talking about the new David Sedaris collection, which is just excellent. It's excellent, and they've got a beach house in North Carolina.
Okay,
and they're always dealing with hurricane worries, and then finally one day it finally happened, and everything was collapsed, and they're trying to rebuild it. But of course, he finds humor in it because that's what he does. But the death threats I know are a real thing, and I know that a lot of the people that the individual athletes get targeted and have had to remove themselves completely from social media just because of people who lost a parlay or had some individual prop bet on what somebody does and then it doesn't come in, and it's too bad.
Well, I remember when we had security escorting you to and from your car because you were speaking out against molesting children.
Yep.
People hated you for it.
Yes. Well, see, I came by that honestly, that I took the controversial stance of child rape being bad.
No good? Yeah.
Being bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of 3 times I had security.
What were the other 2? I don't recall. The Penn State stuff was number 1.
A lot of the Penn State stuff. When Dale Earnhardt died.
Oh, that's right.
That was early. That was back on Belmont.
Yeah.
When the guy who said, I'm shocked Dale's dead. And I said, you can't. I said, you could be sad. You can't be shocked. And everybody got really mad at me. How dare you disrespecting Dale? Okay. I'm going to kill you. Oh, and then there was the time in Downers Grove. I forgot why that death threat came in when we were on remote and they didn't tell me. Did I ever tell you this story?
Oh, I remember that.
Remember
Yes,
that?
yes.
Where
no one,
the score knew.
And didn't bother
and
to share it with you.
they didn't tell me
yeah, that's
that
right.
there was a death threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually took that all the way up to HR, and I was considering that being actionable at the time. Because we got to the remote, and there was a plainclothesman there.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, by the way, I'm here for security because of the death threat. And I said, what death threat? He said, they didn't tell you?
Yeah.
Like, no. And then they tried to the guy at HR. He's like, well, we didn't want to worry you. Like, don't you want the very first line of defense of something looking a little out of order to be me?
His knowledge. Yeah.
Don't you want me to maybe
Well,
say that guy is acting weird, or I've seen that guy before? Then maybe you want to tell me, and then
it's an inside job.
Yeah, the funniest part of it was we got there, and it was in downtown Downers Grove, and our back where they had us set up, my back was to a plate glass window.
Yeah.
On the street.
That was my call.
To an open window.
Sorry about that.
Or like a clear window. And I said, do you think this is the best idea for the setup? That's what made me think, you're trying to kill me. This is an inside job.
Well, when they first proposed the idea to me of killing you, I thought about it, then I said, I'm going to pass on this one. Let it go. So I should have told you. My bad.
Yeah, well, it's part of the job. We've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, Terry was like, I think we should get rid of this guy. Will you do it? I said, yeah, Terry, maybe.
Right.
I can't do it.
Can we wait till after the show?
If I know Beth and then the kids,
Right.
I couldn't do it.
I understand. I do appreciate that.
Yeah. And then did you think it was weird, though, when I put the big red and white target on your back? You're facing the window, just in case?
I thought it was weird when you put the burial shroud on me. During the show.
Wear this.
Yeah, you asked me to
What's this for? Don't worry about it. Just put it on.
You asked me to wear a burial shroud.
It's a new sponsorship. They need you to wear it for.
And I also thought it was strange that the floor was covered with plastic sheeting.
Yes.
And they said, look, it's just the promotions
But
does this.
you sat in your chair, and I said, Miska, and then he got you up out of the chair.
Okay,
and then
I put it down there.
we put the plastic down.
They call this gaffer's tape. I'm going to use the gaffer's tape to
put the
down
chair
here.
back over the plastic.
Yeah. You ever at the end of a movie, they refer to gaffers? It's the people that use this tape.
Yeah. Here, Dan, put this on. There's a target on your back. Sit back to the window. All right, let's get rolling. We're good to go.
And then the plainclothes detective is there going, I can't figure out what's going on. It's probably the same detective that thought TB Diddlers was
That's who
real.
they hired. They hired that guy to protect you. Y'all haven't told us the address of TB Diddlers yet.
Because, you keep running these commercials for TB Diddlers, and you never say where it is, where the phone number is. Well, I said, it's a bit.
Yeah. It's fake.
What do you do for a living? I'm a detective.
Yep. That was this week. Our top 10 Saints will be during DBU. Forward Progress will be all Bears and NFL focused. Top 10 Saints on DBU with Feedback Friday and DBU picks as well.
I also want to let you know that we had a return yesterday to the 312 Sports family. We welcome back the Organizations Win Championships podcast. So we now have 3 full-time podcasts under the 312 Sports banner. We have this show. We have Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast, and we have Organizations Win Championships, a Chicago Bulls podcast. It was episode 114 yesterday because of all of the ones that we have been doing for the past several years, but we are back. Now, we are starting a YouTube channel from scratch. So when you search Organizations Win Championships, make sure that you are on that particular, you're subscribed to that particular channel right now. If you were on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify with the RSS feed, it should transfer over. We've kept the same RSS. But when you want to follow your Bulls, at the moment, we're going to do a minimum of weekly. Usually on Tuesday, late afternoon is when it's going to post.
It's you and Ballsack Biombo?
Yeah, it's me. Yesterday he was Ballsack Biombo for a brief period of time.
Some of those names.
Well, but it looked good when you put it up there. But yes, Jason Bernstein, who is a junior now at Tulane and is writing sports columns as the sports editor of their student newspaper and covering basketball down there, covering football. He will also be taking in some Pelicans games. And we're going to have all sorts of Bulls and NBA stuff for you. So everything that you have enjoyed in the past, a lot of people enjoyed our trivia showdown that we do where he
That's fun.
Routinely beats me like a rented mule. I should have gotten that one yesterday that he got me on. But Organizations Win Championships has returned. So there is obviously going to be Bulls coverage here. And I'm looking forward, once the season starts, to hanging out there. Now that I got a chance to go to games again a little bit now, because I used to not want to bug our reporters or step on anybody's toes, but I think getting back in the field a little bit and going to check out some of that stuff is going to be really fun.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah,
look forward to it.
I indeed am looking forward to it as well. There were some notes on here as I'm looking at our whiteboard. I want to make sure that we left some room here for Matt's notes.
Just a couple things really, really fast. Nothing too crazy or urgent, but Dodgers take game 2 last night over the Brewers. Yamamoto with a complete game.
Oh, my God, was he gorgeous.
So good.
It was
that really helps when the guy goes 9.
9 is good
to help your bullpen out.
Well, how do I cobble this pitching staff together to get 27 outs?
This guy will take all 27.
Yoshi, can you get me 27 outs?
Good to go.
Go get him.
One other baseball note, very, very, very near to opting out of his 2026 deal is Alex Bregman, who could very well become available through free agency. And I don't know if you're interested in a guy like.
I think he is
Alex,
opting out.
Yeah, he has done it yet. No, he's very near to doing it. That's what all the rumors have said. People in Boston have said that he's going to opt out.
Okay,
making him a free agent. He is a career 336 on base, OPS of 846, OPS plus of 132. He's setting himself up for a long-term deal. Is Alex Bregman a guy that you would go after for a long-term deal? Lost, did he lose 2 months during the season with a hamstring injury?
How old is he?
Alex Bregman,
33?
33, yeah.
No, I don't like big money at that age. I don't. I think you got to give Shaw a little bit more.
No, he's 31.
31?
Yeah, born in 94.
Okay. It's better. If Shaw is a first round pick, and at some point you've just got to give him the runway at the major league level, and you hope for a PCA like jump next year.
In year 2, yeah.
You hope for a PCA like jump.
Yeah, I mean, because that's $820,000 next year.
Yep.
For Matt Shaw.
And if you have all the money, you could spend all the money. I'm talking more about development.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying. I mean,
you can't block him now.
If he's a guy that can take a jump and grow and develop, and you have him under that type of salary for the next few years, that's significant because you need to spend that money elsewhere. And then one final thought. I have some thoughts and prayers for the people of New York City, Dan.
What happened?
Well, on the heels of the Mets missing out on the playoffs, losing out to the Reds by a game, Yankees get bounced by the Blue Jays in the ALDS. This did not need to happen to New York fans. The New York Rangers, Dan, I don't know if you saw this, have really cemented themselves in NHL record books. They've opened their season by being scoreless in the first 3 home games. That is an NHL record.
Ooh.
Not scoring their first 3 home games to open a season. This is the longest streak ever in NHL history.
Okay.
The good people of New York City did not need that coming off this baseball season. So I just wanted to recognize the good people of New York, the great sports fans they are, and just send thoughts and prayers my way, their way, from me, for what's happening with the Rangers in the start of their season.
Well, in a wide open NBA Eastern Conference, perhaps the Knicks can provide some kind of redemption now that they have made the coaching change. Thibodeau is out and Mike Brown is in, and that maybe they will start to take enough 3-pointers.
Maybe that will help get over what's happened in the baseball season and then the disappointment of the Rangers starting. The Islanders, I'm not even sure what they've done.
You didn't even talk about the Jets.
Who? Oh, the Jets are 0-6. That's right. Forgot about the Jets. The Giants, though, they have Jackson Dart. They have your guy.
Cam Skadaboo.
Yeah, Cam Skadaboo. But just thoughts and prayers, Rangers fans, hang in there. It's fine. You guys you'll score a goal at home. I promise.
Every athlete knows the difference between good enough to sometimes win and game-changing. Championship teams don't win by showing up unprepared. Well, the same applies to your game when it comes to the bedroom. Rugiet Ready is the 3-in-1 ED treatment that actually prepares you for the moment. Rugiet is designed to prime your brain to boost blood flow and start working in as few as 15 minutes. That's not just showing up. It's winning by a big margin. And when we say primes the brain, there's apomorphine to boost arousal at the source, and then the active ingredients, and you know these names: sildenafil for fast action, tadalafil for the long game, and because it's sublingual, it absorbs faster than a pill and works in as few as 15 minutes for up to a 36-hour active window, so it's ready when you are. And just like an elite athlete, you want to dial in your pregame routine. Whether it's nutrition, mental prep, physical readiness, Rugiet can handle that for you in a way that maybe it hasn't been in the past. Visit Rugiet.com. It's RUGIET.com and get your game plan from a licensed ED doctor. We have a promo code for you to use at checkout for a special offer. It's DBU. Those 3 letters, DBU. Use that at checkout for a special offer. Treatment ships discreetly to your door. So it's time to get back in the game. Rugiet.com, RUGIET.com.
Adam Balls.
Hey, I talked to an old friend today and want to just give out a shout out to Baldy McGrindy, our good friend Brendan McCaffrey.
Hey, how's he doing?
No, so I reached out for a particular NFL reason.
Okay.
And he'd be a good source to go to for what I needed. And he responded almost immediately in text and said, "Hey, I'm in Florence, Italy."
Good for him.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Why are you texting me back? He was finishing up a couple beers, sitting at a bar. His wife, Katie, they're expecting their second son in January.
He's in Florence and he's not drinking wine?
It's Baldy McGrindy. He's not going to drink wine.
I mean, I do like it used to be that you couldn't get a Peroni Nostro Azzurro here.
Peroni. I love Peroni.
But the Nostro Azzurro, I discovered it on our honeymoon in Italy back in the day. But good for him.
Yeah, so he was having a couple pops, and so we chatted for a little bit. So congrats to Brendan and Katie, their second son, arriving in January. Wow. Danny is there now. They're on a multifaceted trip of delayed honeymoon, 10-year anniversary, baby moon trip, and then the celebration of second and final child coming in January.
Did I tell you that, when Beth and I did our honeymoon, and we did Rome, Florence, and Venice in 1999, and a restaurant was recommended to us in Florence that was absolutely fabulous, and it was called Il Latini.
Okay.
And there wasn't really a menu. It just whatever they served. There was a 7 o'clock seating and a 9 o'clock seating, and they would just say meat or no meat, and they would start bringing stuff. And they had all these different, the ribolletta and all of the classics and bistecca and roasted rabbit and you just ate. And it's like communal seating. They just put you wherever. And we sat with a couple from Hollywood, from L.A. They were sitcom writers. And we polished off, between the 4 of us, one of these giant jugs of unlabeled Chianti.
Sure, nice.
It was just wherever their house was. We had a blast of an evening, and I never forgot the restaurant. And we went back a few years ago with the kids. And it was about 19 years later. So the restaurant had changed. It was a little more modernized. There was a menu now, and it's still wonderful. And the owner was there, the same guy.
Oh wow!
They call him the Little Bull, is because that's when you see him, his hair was black and now his hair's like mine.
Was it Randy Brown?
And I came over to him, and I told him, and I said, hey, you obviously don't know us. I just want you to know that we were here many years ago for our honeymoon.
Did he tell you he remembered you?
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah.
You're not allowed back. and I said, these are our kids. We were here shortly after we got married, and he walks out from behind the bar, gives me a bear hug, goes over to his personal wine rack, pulls a bottle of wine out of there. And he was just he was so happy. He's just so saying, here, you guys enjoy this. He said that.
And then Jason drank most of it.
Even back then, but it was just one of those really cool things.
Yeah,
to
great.
To have a restaurant for that to still be there in the same place and to be able to come back with another generation. And I told the kids, I said, I hope you can come back here with your kids.
What was the recommendation you gave me in Rome? I can't remember if we spoke about it after.
Almoro?
Yes. Did I text you or tell you that we didn't get in because they closed for the month?
Were you there in August?
Yeah.
Well, everything's closed in August.
That's not everything.
Okay.
Not,
All right.
I mean,
well, that you know what?
Obviously, we ate at several restaurants, so not everything's closed. But
you've got a reason to go back.
yeah, no, and we found it down the little alley, and I was so excited. And we get there, and there was a sign. They were closed from like August. I think it was like August 7th.
It's right behind the Trevi Fountain.
Yeah.
It's like you say, it's in an alley.
Yes.
And you go downstairs, and they do a tableside pasta. It's their version of a carbonara.
Yeah.
That uses guanciale. It's the jowl.
Well, you have to. That's if you want to do it right. That's what you should do.
And they put the egg yolks in. The pasta comes out, and you see them just stir in the egg yolk next to your table, and then they just put it right onto your plate.
We found a couple places that did it tableside and it was so good, but I wanted to go to your recommendation, so we might have to get back out there.
You might just have to.
And if you've never had guanciale, and so it's, as Dan said, it's the pig jowl, and if you can't find any, if you don't have a butcher or a meat guy you go to, and it might be a little bit of a drive for you depending where you live in Chicago area. In Kenosha, there's a Italian market called Tenuta's, which is
that the one? It's like right off an exit, isn't it?
Fucking outstanding.
Yes,
it's unbelievable.
Why have I heard of it?
They always have it. They always have guanciale. Every time I've been there, there's always guanciale. So if you ever need it, can't find it, take a little trip to Kenosha. Get all your supplies there. They have a great beer and wine and liquor department as well, and an Italian market, everything you need. But you take the ride up there and you get a sandwich too.
Okay.
So you get yourself a sandwich, you make a day out of it, and you eat lunch, you get all your shopping. So I go for my Christmas Eve shopping. That's when I'm doing all my Italian stuff. And I go up there, and that's where I do all my shopping. And you have to get, like the holidays, you have to get there when it opens. I got there in the middle of the day. It was late. We did a couple different things before we got there, and it was, the deli was about a 45 to 60-minute wait. That's how packed it gets.
And worth it.
Oh, my God. Absolutely worth it. The stuff is fucking fantastic. So if you never had guanciale.
There's your pull quote.
It's fucking fantastic. Yeah.
Maddie says, S-E-Z.
But it's worth it, though. So, I was so disappointed, though, that they were closed for the month of August.
That is going to do it for today's edition of Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Make sure that you check out Forward Progress today as well. We have much to discuss in specificity regarding your Chicago Bears, but that's DBU.
Dan Bernstein Unfiltered on 312 Sports.